Good morning, America. This is your friend, Dr. Turi. Today we are the 27th, and we are into that SOS to the world deadly window. Anything and everything involving death, drama, craziness, killers, Russia, secret, the FBI, the CIA, it's all there. But today, this newsletter that I wrote associated with this little taping here is titled "Something Extraordinary, Defying Logic is Happening to Me." So I strongly recommend you to read it because there is a very interesting pictures that explain something that is pretty mind-boggling, put it this way. So let's see if I can try to show you. But before doing this, let me tell you a little story. When I was a kid, about 14 years old, we didn't have any, tattoo parlor. In 1964, I was about 14 years old. So I got some needles, some anchor, and started to give myself a tattoo. And the tattoo was a long road leading towards the horizon in the sunset. You could see this picture in the newsletter and in my arm, and I will show you later. So after many, many years, this tattoo, of course, fade away, and I also tattooed an eagle on my left arm. I remember my stepdad kicked my butt all the way down to the stairs when he saw what I did. It was pretty bad. And then, of course, no precautions, no alcohol, nothing, just in those days, God knows. Didn't have cell phone, and I could go out until night. My mother didn't know what the hell I was. As long as I was there on time to eat, that was good enough. Long story. So then I got into a very bad divorce, and that really messed me up big time. And I kind of got very, very depressed, and that becomes, of course, a red carpet for me to contract cancer. And then I got the surgery, and everything was fine. And then I decided to, redo this tattoo because it was fading away and it was pretty bad. So the guy just redefined the lines of both the eagle and the roads, and the sunset leading into the sunset changed to something very different, and I'm going to try to show it to you right now. So it's going to be very interesting to do that. So maybe you could see it here. But what's interesting is the line. There is a line that is coming from that tattoo. So it changed into the ocean and the sunset over the ocean, and that is, of course, the eagle that I have here. So, but what I'm trying to get at is to look at this line. This line here is absolutely mind-boggling. It's over 2 inches right now. And again, you're going to have a better view, better understanding as you look at the pictures inside the newsletter. What I'm trying to tell you is I have absolutely no idea why, from the first tattoo, which you will see with no line, and 2 other pictures where you have this line, which happen to be growing nonstop. It's well over 2 inches right now. So what is it? Well, it is definitely something that I cannot understand. It's something extraordinary. It's definitely defying logic. And a lot of stupid people believe that I use a blade. I use a razor blade. What the hell would I do that? I don't need this type of attention, and I don't like to mutilate myself. I suffer enough with all the broken bones and cancer and all that stuff to mutilate myself. So, on the other hand, this is a surgery that I had, and maybe you can see right here. You could see maybe that is a cat. You can see it is done with a scalpel because I actually messed up my wrist. I fell and messed up my wrist. Had surgery and it's all fine. It's all good right now. But that you can see it's a very decisive cat. That is not a cat. There's no line that enunciates a cat. So, what is it? Is it a omen from the divine telling me that I'm going to have a very long life? Is it an omen for me to be prepared for a brand new life? Well, it's part of my wish to become a boat captain. I know, and go to Florida and enjoy whatever is left, going fishing. That's what I like to do. So it looks like if the universe is kind of giving me a message that I'm going to be going towards the ocean and see the sunset and have fun. That's all I can say about it for now. So just watch the pictures and read the entire story that was that is available for you. Taranya, my wife, did that for you. So just take the time to go and enjoy that, because my videos and my work is not only entertaining, it's also educational, because it always involves UFOs, the cosmic code prediction, the soul of the cosmos, and of course predictions. So let's talk about those dramatic news again. This one is called, it's on CNN. It's a young girl. Her name is Willow Smith. She reveals a previous struggle with self-harm. And that's one of the reasons why I choose her, because apparently the little girl gained fame pretty fast and very young. And you know, that is not a good lifestyle. It put a lot of stress. And then she started to listen to, very, very dark music. She started to lead herself into a dark place. And that tells you again how the reptilians already started to infect her body, her mind, and her soul, and lead her to harm herself. Luckily for her, she had enough will to survive those attacks. And even though that she cut herself, she never really killed herself, unlike other and too many very, very famous people who lead this lifestyle. So you can go and watch her on that little video inside the newsletter. Just click on the link and understand what I'm trying to say to you when I'm referring to the reptilians and the incredible power they have over us. And remember, the scientific community is unable and mostly unwilling to accept or delegate this type of cosmic information. But the fact of the matter, it is true. It is true. It is very, very true. And that this is what I'm trying to educate the masses. That's why it's important to share my work, because this is what leads all these kids to kill themselves, or, to get a gun and go and do some school shooting. Surprise, there is not one just yet, but it's on the way. So be prepared, and it will happen during one of my SOS to the world deadly window. Not only earthquakes or tornado or volcano. So be prepared, okay? So what else do we have? This kid, a 20-year-old kid, he killed himself because he owned like 2 tickets, the value of $65. That debt collector, and it escalated to $1,000 while his job paid less than the minimum wage. And I believe that let this 2 parking ticket to come up to a fortune for a kid who could, you know, work his butt off, and he couldn't do it. In my case, I think he's in England and or in Australia. I believe it's England, and I was in England for many years, and I had to work 3 jobs in order to survive. And finally, after so many years, I was able to get out of this country. But I had the best of the best years of my life. I was under a planet called Saturn, or the Great Malefic, which means the more I worked, the less I had. And it's very hard to exit a planet called Saturn. So wherever you live, you are under very specific planet jurisdictions. So from England, I moved, and I didn't know, under the sun in the United States. And the sun means love and light and fame. And then since I arrived in this country, I was able to accomplish the American dream and enjoy it all, and even beat cancer. So that's the beauty of relocating under very progressive lines. So if you are interested in relocating or buying a house, I would strongly recommend you to do astrocartography before anything. It's very important, because a house is probably and will probably be a very important, or the most important investment you will ever do. So be cautious. Don't relocate under the Mars line and having your house ending up in fire in California, or under Pluto being killed, filling up your gas tank by a criminal. There's so many variations. You need to, it's better if you relocate under the planet of love, beauty, the planet of light and life and fame, the sun, under Mercury if you want to be writing books, or if you're into communication. There's so many variations of where you should be moving. So understand the cosmic code, because this is why God created the stars, to be used as sign, not just for the sake of beauty, so that you may lead a safer, more productive life. Okay, now good news. There is justice against many popular talking heads. Sandy Hook dad wins suit against massacre denier. And that is just absolutely terrible for me, that you have so many prominent speakers out there that will do absolutely anything, even lie, as to endorse your fears, so that they can maintain their position on top of the fame mountain and go to the bank laughing their head off by surviving, by feeding on your fear power, fear of the government, fear ended up in concentration camp by the government. Those conspiratorial talking heads are infected and very dangerous. And one of them, of course, is David Icke. Long story. If you want to know more about David and I, just because we used to be very close friends, just Google David Icke, Dr.Turi, and then you read a bunch of stuff, or read some of the previous, listen to some of the previous YouTube video that I made about David. But he's totally and completely infected, like many of these people, saying that the FBI said that no one killed Sandy Hook, and that's exposed as fraud by David Icke and other of ridiculous infected talking heads who have no cosmic consciousness. I made a video about Sandy Hook. I predicted it well before it happened. I can take the time to investigate this. Again, the same story, the same talking head will tell you that never been to the moon, and 911 didn't happen, when I actually digging into the stars a full year before I gave you all the details. All you got to do is click on the banner, Dr. Turi famous 911 predictions, and then read. Important to use critical thinking and not to fall for conspiratorial material. Know that conspiracies are not real. Believe me, they are real, because I'm suffering a lot of conspiracy against myself. But it's important to use critical thinking, okay, and understand your limits. State of hate. Okay, racism is now induced by the stars of our infected president, Donald Trump. And my prediction of his racist legacy cursing the world is becoming more obvious each passing days. Explosion in white supremacy all over the world. Well before the government shut down. Well before this corporation going belly up, all before the state of hate that we are now suffering, and which is going to spread like a cancer for many months to come. That's just the beginning, my friends. Sad enough. I saw it. Okay, that's why, again, on that newsletter, you have a little link here, and you have until July the 4th to get this universal and personal Nostradamus Dragon forecast before the deal is over, and I bring it up, bring the price back. So it's your chances to understand what the cosmic code is all about, and the chance to prove my claim to you. When you order, you look at the month you were born or your sun sign, you click on that one, you pay $5 and you read, because that energy is gonna go all the way to May 20th, 2020. So that's a long way to go, where you can appreciate my work and realize I'm real again. When it comes to 2020 version, that's when you're going to join other people and then, you know, put your hand on it, because you're going to realize I'm real. All right, now climate changes again, you know. David Icke and all these talking heads and all these ridiculous people out there will deny climate change, even though that right now in my country, in all over Europe, you have the worst of the worst proof of this climate change, producing a heat wave like has never been experienced before. I mean, it's totally incredible. And it's very hard to reset anyone's mind into positivism once it has been indoctrinated by religious or conspiracy, cosmic unconscious fearmongers. So you can sign my petition and understand that you get nothing against David Icke, okay? I'm just making you aware, because that's what I do. He's reptilius infected. Excuse me. He's reptilius infected, doesn't give any option. And anytime you got somebody out there that tells you you're gonna die, no option, it's over, it's finished, we're gonna go. That's reptilius infestation, and you don't need to support this agenda, because the reptilians can only survive with your fear, your ignorance, chaos, war, and religion. So just be aware. Now, you're gonna see a picture of me when I had cancer, and below it you have the pic of that tattoo that I just showed you, and you will see that there's absolutely no line. I actually shaved so that you can get a better view of this magical line that is growing. Normally, it should have stopped at the end of the blue color where the ocean is, and now it keeps going. I don't know how far it's gonna go, but it's pretty incredible. Now, again, remember, incredible experiences with incredible people that have incredible wisdom to share. So there is something for you to appreciate in this Cosmic Code newsletter. I also, in this Draco, those magical orbs that comes to me, and you can see those by looking at the 6 pictures. You can see this orb getting closer, closer, very close, and then entering my third eye and coming out through my heart, which is me, of course, giving you those information every day to help you to understand God's cosmic design and make you realize that the incredible is real. Excuse me. That's medication that's still affecting my throat. All right, now you're going to have a lot of people who, you know, cannot digest the reality that when you're special, you attract special things. And these are gifts, these are omens, these are something that are not only affecting me. I'm not the only one who is, you know, affected by the divine, okay? But in order for you to be affected by the divine, you got to have something special and something that the extraterrestrials are interested. Because again, a magnet will attract a piece of wood. And a lot of people who believe that members of the government, the army, and the navy are
conspiracy again, working with extraterrestrials and giving them technology. This is all bull, my friends. This is all bull. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear and to go back on the speaking engagement and challenge you outside of what you've been fed for so many years. Again, when you read all the information that I have out there, you will realize that if the extraterrestrial ever come to see us, and they will in time, because the future is a reincarnation of the thought, we're going to attract, hopefully, the Draconis. They're not going to go to the elite, to the government officials, to the president, the top head of the Army or the Navy. No, no, no. They're not interested by your accomplishment, your position, who you are at a physical level. What they're interested in, it's your spiritual values, it's your originality, is your advanced UCI, your advanced unique celestial identity. That's what they're looking for, because they've lost it. They are supreme engineers, extraordinary rational. They are a reflection of all the UFO researchers that you have out there that are all scientifically oriented, discussing technology, discussing artificial intelligence. They have absolutely no clue what's going on. So again, their information is very educational, very entertaining, and you have to go and listen. And you have been for years, and you're going to hear something different with me as I can guide you into a higher level of perception as far as the good and bad extraterrestrials are concerned, and explain their agenda. Now, this negative cosmic biorism that we are experiencing right now involves sex. That's the keywords that I wrote behind the quatrain. And then there you go. Kim Kardashian lingerie line sparks anger in Japan because these people are very traditional. There goes this woman. Ego, greed, money, power, infected. And of course, the more conservative Japanese people that don't like it. But hey, she's got nothing else to do. She's born with a dozen of gold spoon in her mouth, doesn't know what to do but to make lingerie and show her butt. It's like, maybe if I was her, I'd do that too. Now, as the rest of the world, deadly window definitely involved death now. If you read the news today, wall collapsed and killed 15 people somewhere in India. Remember, the reptilians are going to use anything and everything to destroy structure, to affect the weather, to produce earthquakes and tornado. And last time, when I said be ready for tornado, we had 500. Pretty unusual, isn't it? Yeah, that was shocking too. That was the key words. What else do we have involving drama in this? A woman accused of killing her twin daughter. Jesus. Yesterday, in the other newsletter that I wrote yesterday, now you have a father that killed a son that killed her father, and now you have a woman that killed her twin daughters. That tell you the power of the reptilians and how they interact using those nasty cosmic wind to drive these people crazy by hijacking their body, their mind, and their souls, and make them commit horrible, horrible crimes. Another one, a 2-year-old boy died after visiting the San Diego County Fair. If you're parents and you're not cosmic conscious, you don't know if the moon is up or down. You don't know if you're into the progressive or negative timing. And you decide to go, you might as well just, see the red light or the stop sign and totally ignore it. Next thing you know, you're going to lose your son, okay? Because that's what it is. You cannot afford to lose a child because you're not cosmic conscious, because you're religious, or because you're skeptic, agnostic, or atheist. There is no room for ignorance. If you ignore God's cosmic design, sooner or later, you are going to pay the penalty. There is no way to escape it. It's called karma. You're not going to go to hell talking to me. You're already on hell in your ignorance, in your fears, feeding the reptilians. Need to take a chance. Okay, my work mentioned also famous death. Well, 911 first responded dies. Again, famous death. That's what I said. That's what I wrote. And then, okay, those men always involve Russia. Okay, and then Russia plans to tow a nuclear power station. Hopefully that thing doesn't go into the oceans and turn to another Chernobyl, because that will mess up a lot of people's lives, especially fishermen. My God, in what a world did I land on? Well, you know, you cannot ignore the fact, even if your president says, oh, climate change is bull, or if David Icke says climate change is bull, 911 never happened. Just look at the news. The climate change. There is a record-breaking heat wave in France. Remember, I mentioned that earlier. You can go to CNN or anywhere else and click. These are the facts. It's in front of your nose. Okay? So, it is so much that you need to know. That the system is not allowing you to accept, because it's controlling the information. And when you control the information, you end up controlling people's life. Okay, that's what happened in Russia, in North Korea, in China. And we're living in the most beautiful, wonderful country in the world. And then sudden enough, we have given power to, for the sake of changes, we have given power to a man who has a very, very negative set of stars. Again, my work is not politically oriented. And it may sound like if I don't like Trump, I don't care about Trump. I don't care if you like him, if you support his presidency, or if you're against his presidency. I just do not care. That's not my mission. This is not my intent to offend you. My intent is to make you aware that you have elected a president that has a very negative dragon star located in the sign of Sagittarius, which rules foreigners, foreign land, foreign affairs, and religion. So anytime he put his hand on those human experience on those areas, is creating chaos. And his legacy, as mentioned well before he got elected, his racist legacy is already cursing the entire world. And it's just the beginning. So when you have a link, or if you Google Dr. Turi, President Trump, whatever it is, read and understand that it's not politically oriented. What we're doing now, okay, is just exactly what the German did with Hitler. Hitler was born with the dragon's tail in the sign of Capricorn that rules politics. That's why being a politician nearly killed him and sent him to jail. As the last person you give power, or the last person that should be involved in politics is somebody who has the tail of the dragon in the sign of Capricorn. But like 99.09% of the people walking this planet, the president, his counselor, and the entire world is cosmic unconscious. And I can see, and it's deplorable, all my prediction unfolding in front of my very eyes. Things that I wrote that I was hoping that would not take place are actually unfolding, and a little bit too fast for my liking, but that's how it is. Remember, the reptilians created religion. They created anything and everything that is harmful. They use drugs, alcohol, sports, entertainment, religion, in order to create differences and chaos, to create fears, because they cannot survive without your fear. And as mentioned earlier, they also infected that little girl. You can see the video on my page, okay? Willow Smith, this young, beautiful young girl, listen to her words. She was listening to dark music. She ended up in a dark place. And I told you right from the get-go, if you already have listened to my YouTube video, the reptilians are from different worlds. They travel in time and space through black holes, and then they live in dark matter, something science don't really understand. Okay, and then anything is dark. Again, I can only repeat myself so you understand. Do not feed the reptilians by being negative, by being insecure. If you say something, listen to your intuition. Do not feed your fear. Oh my gosh, we're going to be invaded by foreigners, because I am a foreigner. And if you enjoy me, if you enjoy my teaching, I am not the only foreigner who has gift. This nation is built on foreigners. This nation belongs to the Indian, make you a foreigner and an invader. Now understand, Trump is just a human being. He has a heart, he has feeling, he's like every one of us. He's doing everything he can to protect his country through what he knows. And he knows only what his stars or his 5 rational human limited sense allowing you to know. Okay? And if it has to keep separating us, creating more chaos and more trouble and more death of foreigners, in order to keep in power, to make money and to survive, he will do it, because that's what we do. Humans are loaded with vices, not only beautiful things. And that's why he has to maintain a good relationship with dictator, because inside he is a dictator, because he stars. And he has to have that connection with Russia or North Korea, because when everything is said and done, he's going to go to jail. And if he doesn't want to go to jail, he will have to do something where nobody can reach him. Well, what I'm saying sounds totally crazy. Pretty much like I predict 9/11, Katrina on national radio, 911, or bring in the freaking FBI in my house twice because of my terrorist predictions. You do your homework. It might seem incredible and unacceptable that the United States president may one day be forced to live in North Korea and be protected by North Korea because now they have nukes and they can destroy this country. Oh, it's time for you to start to think. Okay? If you do not see how the reptilians are manipulating our president, I don't know what to do. Anytime you have negative words that come out of your mouth, you, your friends, your family member, or the presidents, anything that is harmful, shows an infestation induced by the reptilians. And as far as President Trump is concerned, and I don't have to say much, because every single time he speaks is negative and harmful. So, look at the results. There's no difference, as far as my work is concerned, between Willow Smith and President Trump. And even myself, I'm infected. Yeah, when I take legal or no illegal drugs, because I don't smoke and I don't smoke pot. That's why I have a clear head. But when I take my medication, affect my throat, my respiratory system, I get panic attack. I'm not normal anymore. And that's what the pharmaceutical corporation, those greedy bastards, do. Oh, they don't care if they have to pay 100 million in legal pursuit every year because some people die with their shit. Okay, excuse my French. When they are going to make 200 or 300 billion, use logic. That's the world you live in. So, go and read that little newsletter. And again, in any way, shape, or form, if you feel that I have something, you share my cosmic wisdom, because, you know, if we reach the non-return, it's not much, I will have to stop. When I stop, if you don't see me anymore on the YouTube videos, then it's because I'll be gone fishing and try to enjoy whatever I have left before the world self-destructs. And I don't want to be negative, but I'm just reading the stars, and I have to go down where the world is, and it's on the darkness, and it's fear, it's ignorance, totally controlled by the reptilians. All right, my friends, All this being said, remember, you can still apply the part of God in you, which is much stronger than the reptilians or the negative stars or Saturn or Mars. You know, you can improve your own cosmic consciousness and start to work with the draconis by being positive, hopeful, and educate yourself. Remember, when someone or a system or a government control the information, it ends up controlling the entire population. And here I am, totally controversial. You may see me as somebody original, weird, crazy, or a genius. Doesn't matter how you perceive me, okay? The one thing that would never lie to you is that little voice. Just look around you. It's pretty obvious though, okay? So help me by being positive, by sharing my work, okay? And help us win the battle and get the hell out of, get the reptilians out of this solar system. First, you need to understand all the secrets of our solar system. Until then, hey, make it a beautiful 4th of July. Mine will be, like always, you know, watching the news on my sofa and slowly but surely healing, getting ready for my new life. Goodbye, everybody. Talk to you again, God willing.